How's it going, guys? My name is Isaac Mayer, and I thank you so much for clicking on this video, because in this video you are gonna know what I purchased last year and what is my best and worst purchases of the year. Because yes, I did end up losing losing some money and not so great purchases. So I'm going to be giving you guys all the purchases I made, and then I'm going to be ranking them I'm telling you guys if they were my best purchases, if they were really good purchases for the year, or if they were really bad and I shouldn't have bought them. And I'm going to give you guys the whole rundown on each item and what I bought them for. So last year, something brought me a really good surprise, and I ended up actually working really hard and making a lot of money compared to any other year I've been alive. So that last year, starting in the spring, I already started working up a little bit and started saving and trying to spend money on things that would further and improve my life and experience, and try to make even more money with those items. So some of these items are really good, and they actually made me some money back, or are going to be making me money back in the future. And I have a couple items that, didn't do so well, or I just don't really know if they have brought value to me yet, and maybe they will in the near future. But as of right now, they haven't really done much for me. And this last year, I spent a lot of money that you cannot imagine. And as a 16-year-old, I spent more money than most 16-year-olds do in 1 year, and I bought a lot of stuff. So make sure you guys stay to the end and smash that like button, and let's get right into this video. One of my best and biggest purchases of this video is right in the spring I started, looking for some vehicles, and I didn't really know exactly about a year ago whether I was going to buy a truck or a car, so when I turn 16, I can drive around and do whatever. But in the spring, I decided I was going to go with a truck because I really needed it for a lot of things, and I thought I would regret it if I just got a car, and thank God I got a truck. So this truck costed me around $5,600 for the year of use and maintenance and registration and purchase. I bought this truck, and I previously made another video, which you can click on it right up here, and I'll show it right here. And I spent $3,600 on buying this truck, and it served its purpose all throughout the year of what I wanted to buy it for. And I probably couldn't have made as much money as I did this year, or I wouldn't have been able to do a lot as much as I did last year, and it really wouldn't have worked out so as much as I would want it to. So I really think this purchase was a great purchase, and one of the best purchases before I could even do anything else for the summer that I did. This truck was a 2009 GMC Sierra, and it has quite a few miles. It has 200,000 miles on it, and it is my first truck, and I got it for a lower price than I could really. That's all was really in my budget. All the other trucks were over $5,000, and that was not in my budget at that time. So I kind of had to go with this truck. It was gonna serve its purpose of what I needed it for, and I couldn't really get anything else because I didn't have the money for it. So the next purchase I have for you, I actually bought this before I bought my truck, and that is a ride-on lawnmower. I already had a lawnmower before that, but it was not the best of a condition, and it just was not doing the best for what I wanted to use it for in the last summer. So this lawnmower was a great purchase, and I used it to then mow lawns for this summer, because I started up a lawn care business, and I was starting to really get into it more because I turned 16 and now I can drive, and I have my own truck so that I can haul my lawnmower to the places, and I can drive wherever, and I don't have to ask or rely on anybody else because I can just drive there by myself. So that lawnmower was a Cub Cadet, and it was a 42-inch riding lawnmower. I know it's not the best of the best, but it was a brand new lawnmower, and it was better than the one I had previously, and it served its purpose what I needed it for. So this next purchase, it goes along with the last one. I ended up buying a weed whacker for my lawn care business, and this came out to be $206.95. So this was a really good purchase of mine because I ended up making actually a lot more back than what I paid for it, and I'm still going to be making more in the future. So I ended up not actually having a weed whacker when I was going into the business. I had one. My friend has one, so I was going to either use his or had a crappy one. but I really was trying to like stay low on my budget and not buy what I really didn't need. But I ended up getting this really big weed whacking job, and I decided, well, before I go and do this weed whacking job, I really need a good weed whacker. So I went up to Aubuchon's and I got, well, one of the cheaper versions, but it is actually really nice and lightweight, and it did the job, and it served its purpose for the rest of the summer and everything I've needed it for. So it was a really good purchase what I got. I spent $200, and I probably already made that back, or close to have made that back already, and I will be making even more with it in the future years. So on my journey in the summer to make more money, I decided I had a little extra cash lying around, so I wanted to like start flipping items, and I really wanted to get into flipping lawnmowers because I really didn't know what to flip, and then I was like, well, lawnmowers are kind of right around the stuff I kind of want to do, and I was just going out to try it. So one day I was looking through Facebook Marketplace, and then this ride-on lawnmower showed up, and it was a great price. It looked in just alright condition where it just needed to get cleaned up or whatever, and then it would be perfect and I could resell it. So when I got there, the guy actually had 2 riding lawnmowers, and I ended up paying $300 for both of them, and he listed that one for $400. He really wanted to just get rid of them, and I ended up picking them both up for $300, and I got them back into my house, and I had to go over what they needed, and I kind of just wrote down a list and ordered everything. So for the second one that he didn't list, it needed a new starter and a new starter solenoid because it was not starting previously, so I bought it without it starting. But my thought was, I was buying 2 lawnmowers for $300. If I even just bought one of those for $300, I was still getting a deal. So I decided I would take both of them for $300, and he accepted. So with those lawnmowers, I fixed them both up. I still have one now currently, so it's still a good purchase because I know I can still sell it, but I'm just waiting for the springtime to sell it. And the other one, I ended up trading for a snowblower to my uncle because he also needed a lawnmower. For these 2 lawnmowers, I actually ended up spending $442 for both of them after fixing them up and buying the parts for them. And I did spend a little bit of time on them. I don't really know exact how much time, but I probably spent around 5 hours just fixing them and playing around with them just to make sure they're all set. So I ended up trading it for a nice snowblower, as you can see here, and it just throws snow as good as it can be. I've never used a snowblower before this point because I've always had to just go out and shovel, but this has actually made it so much better and easier for my life to just snowblow all the snow instead of spending like 2 hours or more out there shoveling. I can finish up the driveway in 20 minutes instead. So having this snowblower for trading in that lawnmower that I paid less for, and I fixed it up, and I actually ended up paying him a little bit more money for the snowblower with the trade. Also with the snowblower, I can now go and clean other people's driveways or snowblow anywhere else and get paid for that. So the snowblower was a great decision and purchase of mine, and I really needed one. So one of the last great purchases I've made in the year 2020 was this ring light that you guys are on now. And I really thought I could just make videos without one. I was really trying to, and it just did not work out because I needed a stand to hold my phone, which I'm using as a camera, which is not that good of quality, but I'm making the video. And it does way better than what I was doing before, and I can actually make videos way easier than I was trying to before. So this is one of the best purchases or one of the really good purchases of the year, because I'm going to continue making videos, and I've learned a lot in making the videos, and I hope that my YouTube career can get even better and better as I go, and I hope I can bring more following just like you watching this video. And now's the time. If you haven't subscribed, why haven't you? And also, if you haven't given this video a like, why haven't you done that also? Make sure you do both 2 things. That would mean a lot to me, and thank you for doing them if you did already. And for this ring light, I spent $39.42. So it took me a while to actually get this ring light, and I know I spent a lot more money on different things, but I just really didn't want to spend money on something that I really didn't think I needed and that I could just do something else without a ring light. I'm kind of like that, where I really do not want to buy something unless I really need to, and it's going to make something so much better, or I'm going to get a greater return with the investment, as you can call it, of the item. So now that's all my best purchases. Now I'm going to go and give you guys my worst purchase of the year. And it may just not be the worst purchase in next year, because I still have the item. But as of right now, it is kind of the worst purchase I have. So in my flipping journey, after I got the lawnmowers, I decided I wanted to buy a dirt bike too. So I was kind of like looking and looking, and I ended up finding this dirt bike that this guy said, oh, it's taken apart. We already put some stuff in it and just needs to be put back together. And I ended up spending way more than I should have in the beginning. And I gave him $950 for that dirt bike. And let me tell you, you should never pay $950 for a dirt bike that's not even put it together with parts in the bag and in a milk crate. I bought this dirt bike with a milk crate of parts. So that was really the worst purchase I made, and hopefully I can turn it into something good next year. So that dirt bike has cost me $1,571.97. And oh, we have spent a lot of time on it, and it is still not running till this day, and it just upsets me all the time. But hopefully in the spring we can figure something out, and at least I can actually I don't even have to make a profit to feel happy. I just want to break even on this, and get my money back, because $1,500 is just gone for that thing if I do not get my money back. Alright, so now I have a little couple of items that I bought in closer to the winter, like end of fall of last year in 2020, and these were my Ride-On Zero Turn mower, and I bought this for $350, and I think I'll be using it a lot for this next year in mowing season, and hopefully my goal is to make so I can make my money back on this also in the next year with a lot more lawns. And I'm hoping this lawnmower can actually make my mowing go quicker, and it looks way better, and it's just way easier. Next purchase, which I actually bought previously before the Zero Turn, was a trailer. So when you're doing lawn care and stuff like that, it is very difficult when you just have ramps and a truck bed to get the mowers up in it. But I did go out through the whole summer using just my bed, just like I said previously when I said I don't really like buying things unless I really have to. So I went without buying a trailer for the whole year, and I ended up just saving up my money eventually toward the fall, and I found a deal on a trailer for $1,000. So I ended up buying this trailer, and it's a 6x12 trailer, and hopefully in this next year it's gonna make my work go so much smoother and quicker. So because the truck was up here and then I had to load it from down here, the way it was loading was not gonna be easy at all, and it was way harder when it was steeper because the deck would just catch on the ramps to get up onto the truck. So with buying a trailer, it was so much better and so much easier to load up the lawnmowers and take them off, and it's so much more efficient. All in all, in the whole year 2020 on all these items, I spent around $9,820.13 in the whole year for most of these items. But that does not factor in the gas I spent in all this, and that was probably around, well, $600 to probably even more for the equipment used during the year. So we can probably say I spent around $10,500 to $11,000 in the year of 2020, which is a lot more than most people in my age do spend, and more than people my age even make in a year. I have spent a lot in the last year, but it was all on items to put to good use, or I was going to make more money off of them. So everything I bought I couldn't really work without, or I was going to try to flip it and sell it. And clearly it doesn't work out all the time because of that dirt bike, and it still could work out, but I'm still in the hole as of right now. Alright, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from it. And hopefully in this next year, in this new season of mowing, that we can actually make way more and not spend as much as we did last year, because we spent most of our stuff, most of my money on stuff last year, and I'll get better returns this year on everything. So I hope that works out pretty good for me, and I hope you really liked this video. So if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you just dropped a like button on this video, and also if you really like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe down below to my channel, and that would mean a lot to me. And also just show me some support in the comments, and if there's any questions or anything you have. I really hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and take care.